Welcome to my channel. My name is Dimitri. You might know me from my Roofing Insights YouTube channel. This one is going to be very different. For many years, I've been educating homeowners and contractors on my roofing channel, and I've heard the feedback that some people did not like me calling other people out. So this channel is going to be called Not My Cup of Tea, and all we're gonna do is blast bad people out. People who don't pay their employees, who don't pay their bills, don't pay their workers, who screwing others, screwing the homeowners, screwing their business partners. We always will investigate. This is not a gossip channel. This is not just she said, he said. We're gonna investigate. We'll look at the numbers. We'll look at the court records, and we will make it public. You might ask, Dmitry, what qualifies you to talk about it? Well, I have been in business for over 15 years. As a matter of fact, I started my first flooring company years ago because my boss filed bankruptcy. And when that happened, I did not get paid thousands of dollars. So I know how it feels when you work super hard for very low hourly rate. At that time I think I was getting like $25. So even if you don't pay me a couple $1,000s, it's still weeks of work. So I know how it feels when someone writes you a bad check, when you work for months for someone or do the big project and hire people to finish the project. At the end of the day, you have to explain to your family why you cannot buy groceries or why you cannot pay your house payment because someone mismanaged the money or straight out just stole from you. I think it's unacceptable and someone have to talk about it. I also have been a roofing contractor for 7 years, and you will not find one person that I have dispute or I did not pay. We have to make business owners accountable because we have epidemic of bad players who make all of us look bad. Now, with all of that, also, I'm a firm believer, and I see it in our society today, that media, especially social media, is more powerful than sometimes even the court system. And in my very first episode that's gonna air tomorrow, we have one of those cases, Jane Hedrick. She is a roofing contractor, Crossroads Roofing out of North Carolina. She straight out tells people, sue me, take me to court. She targeted Hispanic crews in North Carolina. She owes north of $700,000 to those crews. Police have been called. Crews have tried to sue her. She already has $1.4 million in judgments as we speak right now. Already documented. She already lost. Banks cannot collect. Suppliers can't collect. She's also the cheapest bidder. And let's talk about what's fair. Let's talk about how these crooks are getting away with absolutely anything while others getting felony and charges for a couple $100s. And this is what I want to talk today in my very first video on this channel, because I think there's a lot of unfair practices in our society, and let me explain. So we have explain to me just in comments. I'm a foreigner, I'm an immigrant. I generally don't understand what's happening and how it's possible. How is it possible that 19-year-old deli worker, the guy who just trying to make extra dollar, forgets his wallet, works at a deli store at Meyer out of Ohio, and eats fruit cups at work, and his manager calls the cops on him, and the guy gets arrested for $120. So the guy, his manager, literally was ticketing him, counting the food. I have a 17-year-old daughter who also works. I mean, if you would do it to my kid, that kid simply did not know how to ask. He was hungry, so he was eating at work. Nice kid. If you hear how he talks to police, nice, polite. He feels bad about what he did, not trying to apologize, great attitude, and he got handcuffed and gonna get a felony on his record, right? And now we have Jane Hedrick, who stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from hardworking crews. And how we found out about this deal is one of her crews had the balls to come to her office and film her, confronting her for owing him $68,000. He borrowed money from his mom, from his cousin, and they paid all of his guys. So they already paid the money, and you're talking about $80,000. It's a big amount. And now she straight out tell him, you know what? Go sue me. Find a lawyer. Don't come here. It's all to that. You already made a lot of money, so you don't see remorse. She straight out steals from this person, and she knows she's gonna get away with it. Another guy, actually got a guy too, she owes him $115,000. She wrote bad checks to him, $5,000, $15,000, multiple. She wrote, we calculated over 30 bad checks. So explain to me how the person who wrote so many bad checks, screwed so many people, steals $115,000. Police have been called. This woman thinks she is above the law. She has 3 DUIs for the past 10 years. She has 4 arrests for driving without license. That's 7 arrests in the past 10 years. And she still walks there, scams people, keeps doing it, keeps getting away. Perfect crime. She stole over $2 million. So we have a boy, a 19-year-old boy, who got a felony charge and arrested for $100 for eating fruit cups. And we have this thief who goes to church every day, every Sunday, post God, Jesus, super religious, talking about white privilege. That's the example of white privilege. Good friend with mayor, good friend with a sheriff. There's a re-election sign on her front yard porch. Explain that to me. So if we're not gonna talk about it as a society, if we're afraid to speak up to help those victims, how many people gonna hurt? So on this channel, we will talk about it. We will expose those people. Mary Jane Hedrick, you don't know God. you need to go to the church because you need Jesus. But you're also a crook, and you're gonna be my first episode tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, if you're here, if you like this cup of tea, please subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of fun. You can also pitch your story to this channel. We will cover them as many, and we'll put as much time as possible in them. Obviously, I can't promise to cover every story. There's just too many crooks. And I also encourage you to speak up in your town. I cannot change the industry. I can make examples of few people, blast few people out, but you can also speak up and call those people out. Let's clean the industry. Let's set up a good example, because every time someone works for a bad player, good player also loses in the marketplace. Mary Jane Hedrick have been underbidding jobs, stealing jobs from her good competitors, because she knew she doesn't have to pay those subs. She has no intent to pay those suppliers, and or she's gonna just keep writing bad checks and swindle money under her house flipping business. So, Mary, you belong to jail. They should come after your assets and pay back those screws. Comment below what you think about this channel and this topic, and why we're arresting people for $100 when they're, theft, we call it, when they're hungry at work eating fruit cups, but we're letting go criminals who are stealing hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars from hardworking people in America today. Explain that to me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mary Jane Hedrick, you belong to jail.